Aries, what's up? Welcome back to another Four Paths Healing Tarot message. My name is Shaan. Okay, we're going to get some oracle messages out here. We're doing the sacred symbol oracles. I wanted to share this with you, Aries, because these oracles are very spiritual. I mean, all of this is spiritual, right? But they tend to speak to past life stuff. For example, they tend to encourage you to really go deeply inside of yourself to see what blocks or challenges you might be facing from the inside out. It's rarely about other people when these oracle messages come out to guide the tarot, which we'll get out here too. So Aries, I just want to let you know that it might feel a little bit more spiritual than usual because of the vibe of these cards. Okay, so this is for Aries. We're gonna cleanse the space. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. For Aries, please. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. For their joy, for Aries' love, sound decision making, for their greatness, for their sense of certainty, their joy, their abundance, their clarity, decision making, moving forward. God, angel, spirit guides, what do you want Aries to know? Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. Thank you. All right. Let's start. Let's see what's going to pop on up out here for you, God, angel, spirit guides. For Aries, please. Okay, we have growth out here. Growth. It's a call to growth. Okay. Divine, masculine, and relief. So growth, divine, masculine. This feels like the builder energy, Aries, and it feels like you, right? Sorry about the frequency outside, it's loud. But this feels like you, the builder for sure, psychic, beneath the deck, having some intuitive ability. I could be talking to a Pisces, Aries, cusper. I'm feeling some of the same energy kind of returning. But growth, divine masculine, and relief. Yeah. This also feels like there may be someone who is around you, Aries, that might be offering you some help and some support, or you're doing that for someone else. Leaning into someone who has a resource, an idea, who tends to have a level of understanding that maybe you don't exactly have, but that's okay, because that person or this other person, that's where they come in to fill in any holes or gaps, and you do that for this other person or this other thing. But it feels like there's this energy of something or someone, they are this puzzle piece to something for you, and it helps something continue to build, to grow, and it gives you relief. It kind of feels like the Three of Pentacles. You, Aries, intuitively probably know who this is. You're probably trying to manifest that support, or they're willing or manifesting you into support to help with something, to offer a relief. It's like when you all come together combined, there is something that can grow from it. It's a spiritual connection. If this is a couple that I'm speaking to, there is a very deep psychic connection, spiritual kind of like soul connection. Yeah, divine masculine and the two rings together. It's very powerful. All right, let's get some tarot out here, okay, Aries? Got angel spirit guides for Aries' recent past. What do you want Aries to know? What are they working through? What are they shedding away? Recent past for Aries, please. Thank you, God, angel spirit guides. Recent past for Aries. Okay, yeah. It feels like in your recent past, you went through some disappointment, maybe some challenging times as it relates to love. But what's also in your recent past is you deciding to be conscious about the words that you use to describe yourself. This is self-worth, but it could have been something that you finally found some healing and some recovery from related to love, or just something that your heart was invested into. You know, sometimes it could be a friend or a colleague or a parent, you know, that can say things that are so hurtful and challenging. They cut deep and it breaks our heart. So whatever this is, but it does definitely feel kind of like romantic, because we also have the King of Pentacles and we also have the Nine of Cups here. So this feels like really, feels like Pisces, and it feels like Pisces again. You know, the mutable signs are the kings for me. So it feels like Pisces here. And then you have some Leo. So you could be a cusper, but you could have been dealing with someone who is a Pisces in your recent past, and kind of recovering from heartbreak in that connection. Maybe it felt like it was everything that you thought it would be, that you wanted it to be, and then it was revealed to you that the person that you're dealing with did not have the kind of intentions that you thought. You had to take stock on if this connection was something that you wanted to be a part of. Was it going to be good for you? Was it going to serve you in any way? Conversation, communication became very limited in this connection. You know, I'm going to see if right now you're together or apart, for those of you where this is related to love. That'll show up in just a moment, but this was kind of a tough energy, and it kind of also feels like someone recognized that by kind of healing from this painful connection, whatever this was, letting it go, doing the work to heal, that, you know, Aries, you'd be able to have what it is that you really want, the love, the joy, the emotional equilibrium that you really want and deserve. Yeah, you're just reevaluating a lot of things in your recent past. Like, okay, so is this good for me? Could this work for me? I'm sure I could have better, becomes the question, Aries, that you were asking yourself. It's like after you healed from these challenging words, these challenging wounds related to love, it's like the sun came out for you and you became aware, like, you know what, I can actually have exactly what it is that I want. I'm deserving. I am deserving of that. Maybe a new lover also, you know, show their face. Maybe not directly coming at you, Aries, trying to, you know, be your partner straight out, but maybe there's someone that you began to notice in the midst of this in your recent past too, in the midst of your healing, taking stock of what it is that you really want. God, angel, spirit guides for Aries, please. We're going to look at what's happening now, what the energy is now for you, Aries. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides for Aries, please. Let's see. Kind of feels like you're still in that place of going within, Thinking about what's really good for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely feel like I'm talking to a couple. um, you either decide, some of you decided to move on. It was hard. It was hard. It was hard. But by going within and thinking about what was truly going to be good for you, and good for you and your family. I'm talking to someone who has children. You might be a single parent. You might be someone who's trying to build legacy or a caregiver for maybe your parents or maybe for your siblings, children. But you had these things in mind, your future, your legacy, what's going to be best for you. And so you're thinking about how to create and manifest the life that you want, the healing that you want, the abundance. It's like you're looking at this doorway out and you're like, you know what, I'm thinking about going there. Through your time alone, it became revealed to you. It's like you activated an exit path through spending time looking into this light with it, which is you. But then there are also some of you Aries where you're not exactly there yet. You're not exactly moving on yet. You're still feeling challenged in your emotions. You are probably, you're still kind of holding on. Maybe there's some contact with this person or waiting for them to give you a call back. You also could be strategizing how you are going to move on. And that's what this quiet time is doing, is you're thinking about, okay, if I leave this job or if I leave this connection, what might this look like for me? And you're keeping it to yourself and just deeply going within to process what that looks like. But in this, whatever you're doing right now, you're manifesting potential and opportunity. And you creating this, these are the cards that are beneath the deck, to create the love, the life that you want, the home that you want, to be with family the way that you want. It is going to require you to get crystal clear and stay sharp on that, with that King of Swords being out here. Just to say, you know what, this is what I want, I'm going to go for it, and this is how we're going to do it. And sticking with it, sticking by it, and going for it. That's what that feels like. Okay. Now we're going to look at what is on the horizon, what's upcoming. Thank you, God, angel, spirit guides. What is coming up soon? Or, God, angel, spirit guides, what do you want Aries to know? Any advice? We'll see what pops out. Advice for Aries. What do you want them to know? Okay, you got to make a decision for sure. The Two of Wands out here. Yeah. It's going to relieve you of the stress and burden. Aries, there's something about letting go of fear and doubt. You have the potential to overcome fear and doubt. This devil popped out in reverse because right now there's something going on where you're feeling possibly at a loss, and it's like you're holding on to something that blocks you. The Five of Pentacles here, the devil, and it feels like an extreme weight. Overworked, overtaxed, overbalanced, very, very thin energy. Because it's like you're kind of holding on to something. You're looking out to see, what can I have? But you're not quite there yet. And so these cards feel like the relief that we deserve, that you deserve, comes from your ability to make the decision that you know in your heart that you should make. Because the Hermit popped out in your current energy. The Hermit is there when we need to get some sage advice from someone, but also because internally we are spending time evaluating and seeking higher self, seeking God, seeking spirit, right? To help us make an informed decision. And so it says, in order to overcome this, to overcome any challenges, sense of rejection, being blocked, being on the outs, being confused, and being very burdened. Like everything that you do, nothing is really paying off. That's what that feeling is. You have to continue your journey of overcoming the fear, letting go of the block. This feels like release the block. This feels more like what Spirit is encouraging you to try. This is what Spirit is wanting you to do. And then that will determine what's up ahead. But it kind of feels like there's potential if you're willing to do whatever this is. This could be a habit, some type of action or daily routine or practice that you have. This also kind of feels like maybe there's something that you want in your life and you've been through a lot. In Aries, you're like, I'm in my divine masculine. I'm not going to ask anyone for help. I'm going to do it all on my own. And that's what you want to do to overcome and to continue to grow and build the way you want. But it's quite challenging. And this kind of feels like Spirit is like, I mean, you can't do that, Aries. You can certainly do that, but maybe you don't have to. Maybe there are people around who can support. Maybe there's a way to do something that is not taxing and not challenging for you, that gives you freedom in the process of building and creating or moving on, if that's what you're deciding to do. All right, Aries, that is what I have for you. Thank you for tuning in. I hope I get to see you next week in another 4 Paths Healing Tarot message. Take care. Bye.